It is very humbling to be here because I stand here in place of all those women who never got a chance to stand on stage. I represent the silent women behind walls, behind curtains, who never ever saw themselves as equal to what we all call as chefs. And I can tell you one thing, my lived experience is they're doing exactly the same thing. So I really wanted to speak about what happens when you don't kick away the ladder. And I think that I want to start a little earlier than what you're expecting me to speak about, which is my restaurant. I want to speak about being born a second girl in a royal family where everyone was waiting for the heir, the boy. And the sense I always had that I wasn't what everybody wanted. That I wasn't, and for sure, I know this, in the extended family, very, very unloved, unwanted, insignificant. The shock was when my second cookbook, it's called Ammu, which I've dedicated to my mother. We went through the entire family archives. My grandfather is a photographer. I mean, he's there not anymore, but he loved taking photographs. And I couldn't find a single photograph of me with my mother. And the thing is that scars don't go away. They stay there. And I remember listening all the time to everybody. I was unfortunately, constantly told I was very fat, I was very ugly, and I was very dark, and I shouldn't play cricket because I'd get darker and no one would marry me. But after the initial disappointment of having another girl, my parents really loved me. And that's when really this whole thing about privilege, support, empowerment comes in, because I was very, very young, and age 55, I realized exactly how marginalized I was in my family. I was seen as so insignificant that there were photographs of the family dogs, but not of me. And it does hurt, but not in that kind of deep thing that I feel pain. I feel invincible. I feel so powerful. And the reason I feel this is because of another little girl, my older sister, who everybody loved. She was the princess of the family. She's very beautiful. She still looks bloody 10 years younger than me. I have to just live with that she's this gorgeous person who is so slim, beautiful, long hair, and absolutely incredible person. She would hold my hand, not in front of people, not in front of my grandmother, who would always keep telling me how I was such a liability for the family. She would whisper in my ear and say, "You are the warrior princess. One day, the world will know your name. And when you walk, the earth will shake." And years later, I remembered these words when I went to my bank. I've discovered the dry cleaner below my house had closed, and I thought, oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to open a chai dukaan, a tea shop, which is, anyone who's been to India, you see them there on the dhaba, they're on the streets. So I thought, I'm going to go and open a tea shop, I'm going to have tea and samosa. I'm going to go to the bank and ask them for £10,000. This is before I started doing supper clubs in my home. So I went, 3 men in suits. I told them, I have, samosas, incredible things, they're deep fried. I thought, white people will like the idea of something deep fried. So I was like, let me say deep fried samosas. At that time, chai was still not the thing it is now. This is around, this is 2011. So still some time ago. Now, of course, they butchered it by calling it chai tea everywhere. Which it's not, it's just chai, okay? Do not say tea, okay? It's not chai tea. And anyway, so I went and asked these people, and they laughed at me. And one of them said, "Oh, what a lovely hobby, Mrs. Khan. Call us to your house for tea." And that's when I got that same feeling. You're too dark, don't go out in the sun. And I thought, no, my passion is to cook. I am not going to allow these people to crush my soul. I didn't cry in front of them. I did cry going home. I cried, but then I swore to Allah. I said, you make me that person that any woman in her 40s, when she goes in to a space, a landlord's office, venture capitalist money, a banker, anyone. Because when they told me, you're a lawyer, you've got a PhD in law, you don't know anything about hospitality, I was tongue-tied. I couldn't name a single person who was not born in hospitality, didn't have a godfather, wasn't trained in 4 of the best world restaurants. I was a nobody. They made me feel I was a nobody. And I swore that even if it's not hospitality, if it's anything, I am going to be that person, that 45-year-old woman, wherever she is in the world can take my name. I want to become that person who you can speak about when you get that pushback, when you start climbing the ladder and they push it away. Because there's nobody up there who looks like you. In that space where you want to go, you're not wanted, you're not required. And I knew this feeling from childhood. I fought it, and I understood one thing, that what changed my life was my sister telling me that she thought I was the warrior princess. And I felt that I'm going to do this. And when I started from my home. Anyone who's seen The Chef's Table, the whole episode, you'll know I started from my home. I lied to my husband. I could have had an affair. Instead, I went and had supper clubs. Because he went away for 3 months at a time to do research. And I thought, okay, this is great. I'm going to do this in my house. Because, I didn't have money. I didn't know what to do. But I knew how to feed. And it wasn't that I particularly enjoyed cooking. And I definitely did not enjoy the washing up. I love to see people eat.